Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Where my claps at? Where my claps at? Crowd cheer. How you guys doing on this lovely Thursday evening, 8 p.m.? It's Mr. Carter, as you know, Ball Guys Know It All podcast. Today we're doing something different than we normally do. Normally we come on, high definition on. There we go. I look a little better now. Normally we have a sports podcast, but today we have something very important. We have a voting podcast. We have a get to know your candidate. All right. Tonight we're gonna have on Mr. Michael LeGrand, who's running for a county commissioner here in Richmond County. So it's important that you guys know who you're voting for and know why you're voting for them. All right. So tonight isn't saying that I'm going to vote for this guy. It's allowing you to know who the guy is and why we should vote for him, okay? I think it's very important to know who you're voting for. Every year or so, these guys pop up out of nowhere. You start seeing their signs, people in folks' yards and everything. But we need to get to know the people who we voting for and what they stand on and their platform and what they believe in. So I think that this is an opportunity for anyone who runs for office to hit me up and want to come on here and tell the folks your platform, your goals, and your plans for being in office. All right. But tonight, Mr. Michael LeGrand has decided to come on here and grace us with his appearance and talk to the people of Richmond County and tell you guys why it's important for you to give a vote for him this go around. All right. So stick around, everybody. It's going to be a very informative interview. Bear with me. It's my first time doing anything outside of sports. So I'm going to get me a good commercial in here. And when we come back, we're going to load up this thing and talk to Mr. Michael LeGrand on why he should be your next Richmond County commissioner. All right.
Welcome to Shirt Action in Rockingham, North Carolina, where creativity meets fabric. Discover our custom printed wonders at www.shirtaction.com or call us at 910-997-2610. We're not just a store, we're your partners in design. Unleash your style with our monthly specials, the hottest deals in town. Local or miles away, Shirt Action delivers personalized perfection. Dive into our vibrant world where ideas come to life on fabric. Join the revolution, dial in, or click your way to www.shirtaction.com now and let Shirt Action transform your wardrobe with your custom order today.
All right, guys. I know with tonight not being probably a sports podcast, we won't have many viewers on here. But if you see this live or this video after we save it, share it, okay? Share. And let everyone see this podcast so everyone can know who they're voting for and why to vote for them, all right? So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest of tonight, Mr. Michael LeGrand. Let me get my claps going on for Mr. Michael LeGrand. Mr. LeGrand, how you doing tonight, sir?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Yes, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. Once again, man, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on here and talk to us, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's important to the community to get to know the people that's running for office and get to know their history, their plans, their aspirations for Richmond County. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity.
All right, great. So for the folks that don't know you, could you give me a little background as to exactly who you are and where you're from?
Well, I was born here in Rockingham, North Carolina. Born and raised. I have 9 siblings, so it's 10 of us. We grew up in Tabernacle. And my parents, my dad's been pastoring in Hamlet for 55 years. And so I grew up in a Christian home. And after After graduation, I moved to Winston-Salem and went to barber school. And after barber school, I went into the military. I went into the reserves for about 10 years. And then I went to mortuary school in Georgia. And during that time, when I moved back to North Carolina, I started my photography business, which I was covered assignments at North Carolina A&T, Winston-Salem State, Bennett College while in Greensboro. And so I worked with public relations, covering assignments for them with photography. And when I moved back to Richmond County to assist my father in the ministry, I started my lawn care business. And it really took off. And so put a lot of time into working in the lawn care business. But more importantly, my relationship with the Lord is the foundation of who I am as a person. And so sometimes you become ambitious that you kind of abandon what God has called you to do. And I knew that God was leading me in a different direction as far as being more involved in the community and the ministry. And so I had to scale back on some of the things that I was doing and kind of devote more time to my family, more time to the ministry, and then just getting involved in the community. My wife and I discussed before we left Greensboro to come back that we need to make sure that we're involved in the community, because it's different in coming from a larger city to a rural town, and you can see the changes and the opportunities that are not available to the citizens that you might find in larger places like Greensboro, Raleigh, or Charlotte. And so working in the ministry kind of help cultivate a heart of compassion for those that's in need. And so running for county commission is a service. It's a service to the community. I see areas where we can grow, and by growing, the citizens of Richmond County can benefit from the growth that can take place. And I think that is needed. And so, but like I stated earlier, my relationship with the Lord is the foundation of how I treat people, my visions, the foundation of my life, and then my family. I'm married. I have 3 kids and a grandson. And so I'm a big advocate for family. And I love to see families together. And, so I do support families, and I love kids. I mean, that's fun. And so,
It feels that you support family, you support, you love God, and God is your foundation. You support small businesses because you have a few of them. A few weeks ago, I think I saw you in the paper with your nonprofit, golfing, I believe it was.
Yes. Sand Hills Regional Community Development of Richmond County. I'm opening up chipping and putting green that's going to be free for the kids in Richmond County to come out and learn the game of golf, but also learn some core values and how those core values apply to life and golf. There's some similarities that I think that's important in golf that I think a lot of kids can use to help them navigate through life. And then to give the kids something to do. I think a lot of kids would play golf if they had access to a golf course or access to equipment. And so I had, a piece of property that was vacant. And so that's what I came up with, and I'm excited about it. We're moving forward. If anyone would like to donate, always taking donations to kind of help, because we're going to make sure that it maintains free, that it's free for the kids, because golf is an expensive sport. And but the community has been great. We've had some donations with sod, irrigation system, and so we're excited about it. It's moving forward, and by the spring of next year, it should be up and running.
All right, great. So for the ones that don't know, this is your second time running for county commissioner. Could you tell me what you've learned from last time and this time, the difference?
Well, you have to get involved in the community and let people know who you are. A lot of times our schedule doesn't allow us to get out in the community. Well, my schedule doesn't allow me to get out in the community as much as I would like to, because I have a commitment to the ministry, to my family, because I teach Sunday school, I teach Bible study on Tuesday nights. And so just trying to balance everything to get involved with different community events to let people know who you are sometimes can be a little challenging. And so that's what I learned, that you have to really get out and meet people. And once people get to know who you are, then, they can make a decision off of that.
Okay, great. So what can a resident of Richmond County expect from Michael LeGrand as the county commissioner?
Well, I ask myself the question, and then first, what do we want? What do we want to see? And then how are we going to get there? See, you have to have a vision as far as where you would like to go as a county. And it has to be a shared vision amongst all the leaders of Richmond County to make sure everyone's on the same page moving forward with that shared vision. And I posed the question, what things you'd like to see implemented in Richmond County. And there have been a lot of different responses, but one of the main responses, consistency, was something for our young people. And I understand that there's a wish list for a lot of things here in Richmond County, but Richmond County's operating on a limited budget. And so you have to bring your experience from, I have to bring my experience from a small business owner and things that I've been exposed with, work with other leaders to see if we can come up with a plan that will help move Richmond County forward. And so it's working with the leaders that's already there, and then just moving Richmond County, forward.
Okay, great. So, what would be the top 3 things you will have on your platform as a county commission implemented or try to get changed?
Well, you have to build off the successes that's already been there. I think the county has made some good decisions, and you build off those successes and say, okay, we did this well. How can we build off that to kind of keep moving forward? Community safety is really important. Continue to working with law enforcement to ensure safe communities for everyone. In poverty-stricken areas, you're going to see a crime. You're going to see high drug use when there's poverty-stricken areas. And so we have to make sure that we're working together, hiring more officers to kind of help clean up these communities that's plagued by violence and drug use. Also, continue to support the supplement to the Richmond County School Board of Education, because we want to make sure that we retain some of our best teachers, and we want to make sure teachers are rewarded and paid properly, and have incentives. And then bus drivers need an increase in pay. I mean, they get up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure they go pick up children, to make sure they get to school, and to bring them home in the evening. So you want to make sure that they're comfortable and happy with the position that they're in. But all of that stems from economic expansion. We can have all these ideas, we can have this wish list, but it starts with economic expansion. And that's why I support regional partnerships. Now, when you talk about regional partnerships, you can't just think local when it comes to business expansion, because one county may not have enough resources, or the infrastructure may not be prepared to attract the major industry. So you have to work across county lines with other leaders in other counties and combine your resources to attract the major industry, and it'll be a ripple effect across the surrounding counties. Chatham County gave us the blueprint, one of the blueprints of how successful that could be. When Toyota was looking to expand with an assembly plant, it came down to Alabama and North Carolina. Well, they chose Alabama. And so what North Carolina did, they brought Toyota back in for a meeting and said, hey, what was good about North Carolina? What was kind of a hindrance or a barrier that caused you to pick Alabama? And Toyota was impressed because no other state had ever done that as far as wanting feedback. And so by able to address the things that prevented growth or prevented an assembly plant from coming to North Carolina, they addressed it. And then that's when VinFast said, hey, we're going to go to Chatham County. But Chatham County worked across county lines and combined their resources. And in doing so, over a 10-year period of time, there's going to be 33,000 high-paying jobs in that area. FedEx announced that they were bringing a hub. So it's a ripple effect as far as other businesses coming to the area when you have a major industry. But you can't go at it alone anymore. You have to work with other counties to combine resources. And once you get a major industry, you will see the private sector invested in that county. And then the businesses support communities. There's more money for law enforcement. There's more money to clean up neighborhoods. They want their employees to have a place to stay. They want employees to have a place to dine. So you'll see more houses built, and it'll just be a ripple effect, across the board.
Okay, great. So for let's say the average viewer who doesn't really understand politics, could you give them just a rough draft of what exactly a county commissioner position is and what they do exactly?
Pretty much they oversee the budget for the county, and they help with help growing the county through economics and business to come in. They work with the economic developer, and they just kind of oversee the budget of the county. Like Richmond County is operating on $74 million budget, but a lot of that money has already been accounted for. And so you're looking for ways to kind of bring down the tax rate. You're looking for ways to attract more businesses and industry to come to Richmond County. Often you'll hear someone say RFI, which is request for information, where businesses will request information for Richmond County. They'll take a look and say, is this a good fit for expansion? Is Richmond County a good fit for what we're trying to do? And so that's pretty much in simple terms what it is.
I know all the meetings are public and people are invited to come to the meetings, but most time the average person doesn't show up or they don't go online and read the minutes and whatnot. If you were a county commissioner, how would you relate to the citizens what's going on in you guys' meetings? Because I think that's very important too, is to get the word out on what you guys are discussing and trying to figure out.
Well, social media has afforded everyone an opportunity to connect with a lot of people, and you can use that as your platform to say, hey, you may not have made a meeting, but this is a summary of what we discussed tonight at the county commissioner meeting. If you have any questions, concerns, I'm available, and discuss to keep the citizens informed about what's going on, because a lot of people really don't know what's going on. And then sometimes someone's schedule may not afford them the opportunity to make the meeting. And so, just make sure you're available to convey the message to the community.
Okay, great. So what part of the county do you actually reside in right now?
I'm in Ellerbe. Yes. I like Ellerbe. Ellerbe's nice. Now, interesting Toyota did invest $13.9 billion into a battery plant in Liberty, North Carolina. And Liberty is about the size of Ellerbe. And so just imagine if we had that kind of industry here in Richmond County, the impact that it would have in the tax revenue that we would have in this county. And so that's why I was an advocate for us to join North Carolina Southeast, which is a global marketplace that markets the resources of your county to companies all over the world. And if you Google North Carolina Southeast, you will see Richmond County along with about 19 other counties in the southeastern part of North Carolina that is, partnership where companies can come on and say, hey, Richmond County, this is what they have available. Is it a good fit for our company? So
Okay. So one more question. What would you say would be your best trait that would work well as a county commissioner? Like, what would you think that you could bring to the county commissioner seat that could help us as a county grow? What do you do, or what do you specialize in that can help the county grow as a county commissioner?
Well, I think you have to ask questions. You have to ask questions, and you have to share your vision, and have conversations, and work well with the current commissioners or whoever's on the board, and say, hey, let's share ideas. What do you think? Is this possible? How can we grow? Or what are we doing, or what are we not doing? Let's address the problems. Let's and address the barriers that's preventing growth. How can we do it? And just make sure that we're doing everything we can to move Richmond County forward together. I have no ego. I have nothing to gain from it as far as, hey, I'm a commissioner. No, this is about preparing Richmond County for the next generation. There's going to be a lot of needs. The aging community, by 2030, there's going to be a lot of senior citizens that need long-term care. And so we have to start preparing for that now. Time goes by quick, so we have to make sure that we have a lot of things in place now to address the needs that's coming down the road.
Okay, great. So I know right now it's early voting. Can you tell the folks that's watching when there's early voting end and when is election day when they need to get out and place their votes?
Well, early voting is going to run through the weekend. It's going to be open a couple hours on Sunday, and we call it Souls to the Polls. After church, you can come by and vote. You're going to have all of next week to go by and vote, 8 in the morning to 7:30 p.m. And then on
where exactly is early voting taking place at?
Corporate Extension in Rockingham, right beside DSS. You can come down. You can get in. Right now, I think about 7,000 people have voted already. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of the opportunity to vote early, because anything can happen on election day. And you want to make sure that you exercise your right and take advantage of the opportunity to vote.
And what do they need to vote? Can they show up and vote, or they need IDs? Or
no, everyone needs an ID to vote. If you don't have an ID, you can go to the Board of Elections and they'll print you an ID. But you want to make sure that you have an ID to vote. You don't want anything to prevent you from voting.
Gotcha. And also, if I'm not registered to vote, can I register when I get there?
You can register to vote and vote on the same day. But on election day, you will not be able to do so.
Do y'all hear that? So if you're not registered to vote, you need to go ahead and take care of that now during early voting. Do not wait until election day, all right? If you need an ID, take care of that now. Do not wait until election day, all right? It's very important that we get out here and vote.
And voting is important because voting is really important because laws are made and passed and legislation is passed for your community. I mean, on the local level, is really important. And a lot of times people just think about the president or the governor, but your local elections are really important. And you want to make sure you that those that you elect are representing your interests and your needs. And so I encourage you to get out and vote. I'm an unaffiliated candidate, and I appreciate your support.
Could you explain what that means as far as unaffiliated?
What you have, of course, the Democrat and the Republican Party. But for me, as a minister, as a small business owner, as having a nonprofit, and for me as a person, unaffiliated just lines up more with my character, my beliefs. There are policies that I agree and disagree with on both sides, and I'm a unity guy. I'm not a person that is going to attack anyone in their character, and sometimes politics can become a little exhausting, and so. But for me, unaffiliated just lines up more with my character and my personality of who I am as a person.
Okay, I think that's a great way to end the interview. Thank you for coming on and letting people know who you are and get to know the candidate of Michael LeGrand running for county commissioner, the folks of Richmond County. Any last words for the folks?
Go by and see John Carter at 415 Grill. Support his breakfast. He makes a mean bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and just support his business. If you need a T-shirt, you can go to Shirt Action, and John and his wife will hook you up.
For sure, man. Thanks a lot, man. You have a great evening, and good luck to you, man. Be blessed.
Hey, thank you. God bless.
Well, folks, there you have it. Michael LeGrand running for Richmond County Commissioner. If you heard what the man said, if you like what he said, hey, cast your vote. I will say, know who you're voting for. People running for offices, if you don't know them, get to know them. What are they running on? What do they plan to do if they get in office? And also, hold them accountable. When they do get in office, hold them accountable. Don't complain and say they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that, if we're not holding them accountable for what they said they was going to do. All right? So, if anybody else wants to come on here and give their platform for running for office, just inbox me, call me, stop by. I'm just providing the platform for you guys to talk to the people. Come and talk to the people. We see your signs, your name on the ballot. Who are you? And what can you do for us? All right. Come on. We're not doing no Q&As, people. We're not doing no Q&As. But if you do have questions, inbox me. And I might ask them during the interviews, all right? I want the platform to be unbiased and to give everybody an opportunity to give their thoughts and views without being badgered or whatever, all right? But until next time, man, if you're hungry in the morning, I will be at Grill 415 at 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're also on DoorDash, all right? DoorDash has been a blessing, all right? DoorDashers, order from the website, call in the number 910-434-9558, or come in to see me, all right? Until then, ball guys know it all. Shout out to my partner, Kevin, and be blessed.